unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Tyson Fury, pump your brakes. Deontay Wilder's sparring partner says that Deontay Wilder is perfectly ready to fight by December 2020. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. UFC, ESPN Plus, pay-per-view. Use my link in the description if you want to help support the channel so I can continue to build up the channel. It's a great fight. Khabib Nurmagomedov and Justin Gaethje should be a good one. Use my link. It's in the description box of all my videos, and it goes to help the channel. ESPN Plus, they have a ton of original content, docuseries and documentaries, archive UFC and boxing fights for your viewing pleasure. ESPN Plus, you can get it as a standalone app, or you can bundle it with ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus, all three apps for one low price. Now, Deontay Wilder has a sparring partner that he's employed and worked with heavily, a heavyweight named Raphael Akpejiori. And he did an interview with The Sun, link in the description, and he says that from his perspective, where he's standing, Deontay Wilder is ready. So contrary to Tyson Fury saying he's going to fight all these other guys, and Bob Arum saying the contract expired in October, this is what Akpejiori said in an interview. He says, quote, "I'm just saying from Deontay Wilder's perspective, he is ready to go for December. I'm not involved in the politics or anything, but one thing I know from Deontay is he's ready to go in December. Deontay is expecting Wilder Fury in December. I'm just saying what Deontay is expecting. He is expecting Wilder versus Fury in December. That's what he's been told, and that's what he is training for, and he's ready to go. Tyson Fury has a contract for a rematch, I believe, so he has to show up in the arena on that day. Deontay Wilder will show up to the arena on that day. That's what I can tell you. I have conversations with him once a week. To the best of my knowledge, he will be in that arena wherever the fight takes place. Deontay Wilder, he's in shape. We haven't sparred just yet. We just work out together. We do a lot of strength and conditioning work together because we share the same trainer, obviously. He's an athlete. He's a superhuman athlete in his unique type of body and the way that he's carrying himself." End quote. So shout out to Raphael Akpejiori for clearing that up. Now, Tyson Fury sounds like a pure maniac. You know, to me, he's a bit too erratic for my liking. He's always saying one thing and then changing it. 1 minute he says he doesn't want to fight for the UK because they turned their back on him. Then he's doing book signings in the UK. Now he's saying he wants a homecoming fight or whatever the case is, with possibly the names mentioned, Ajit Kabayel, Efe Ajagba. They're saying Carlos Takam. So it's like, which one is it? He says that he's going to go to MMA and he wants to fight Francis Ngannou. Then now we haven't heard anything about that. He says for his MMA fight, he talked to Conor McGregor, and McGregor, "I know that you're thinking, fuck the Mayweathers." He said Conor McGregor offered to train him. And then Conor McGregor months later said, "I just let him keep saying it, but I've never even talked to dude. So I don't know why he was saying it. I just thought it was funny." Go look it up. Google it. Conor McGregor, Tyson Fury, and Conor McGregor later on cleared that up. So Tyson Fury, he's all over the place. I told you, for me, I am not going off of anything that I hear from Team Tyson Fury. If it's from Team Tyson Fury, then I'm not taking into consideration. You know, even Bob Arum of Top Rank, he keeps saying that the contract expired and expired. Then Shelly Finkel has said what Raphael, the sparring partner, has also said, that Deontay Wilder is training. So he confirmed he's in training and he's in shape and doing his strength and conditioning, and he's ready to go for December. And you have Tyson Fury, particularly in his team, lying and doing interviews with The Athletic or whoever, saying that Wilder is the reason the fight got postponed. The second fight took place in February. A lot of people, including myself, believe Tyson Fury did something underhanded and cheated, and that's a separate story. Glovegate 1 and 2. Check those videos on the channel for more information on Glovegate. But regardless, you know, the outcome was he beat Wilder by stoppage, and now you have the opportunity after Glovegate 1 and 2 to prove to the whole world that you could beat Wilder clean. You know it's going to be all eyes on you, all eyes on your gloves and hand wrapping, and then now you're weaseling your way out of the fight or trying to fight somebody else, an interim fight, and then blaming Wilder and saying Wilder's not ready. But Shelly Finkel says Wilder's ready to go. His trainer, Raphael Akpejiori, is saying that he's ready to go, and he talks to him weekly, and he's training with him, and he's training alongside of him, and he's, you know, doing his thing. Wilder, just because he hasn't spoke and posted a bunch of social media, it's like the world is going crazy. People are making up lies about Deontay Wilder, saying he's depressed, saying he this and that. He just posted a video with him and his girl, but you know, yet and still people are just making up stuff about Deontay Wilder and how he feels, and he hasn't really said too much of anything. So it's going to be interesting. I need to hear something more from somebody outside of Tyson Fury's side, because they've been doing a lot of talking and we haven't really heard nothing from Wilder. I'm not going off of Tyson Fury. He sounds like a lunatic. He's all over the place. He's erratic. He makes impulsive decisions. He says things that aren't PC. He's failed multiple drug tests. He has little things from his past coming up. Martin Carefoot. He's connected with somebody who's being watched by the feds that advises him. You know, he just got a lot of stuff going on at all times. His uncle and his dad been in prison and gouged a person's eye out, all this stuff. He associates with different, like, you know, seedy characters. You guys could believe him if you want. Me, I'm not. Everybody around Wilder says he's in a good spot. He's training. He's in shape. He's expecting to fight Wilder. Fury next. Fury Wilder 3, however you want to say it. And the only person saying something different is Tyson Fury. So, you know, who knows? This could get to a point where it becomes a litigation or legal action is taken, because Wilder's team, it sounds like, believes they're fighting Fury next, and Fury's team looks like they're trying to find a way out. I don't know how confident Fury could be if he's trying to squeeze in another fight. Just ask yourself this question. You're Tyson Fury. You got one more fight that you're required to fight. That's a bigger fight for boxing. And you fought in February. Like, look at, let's say, Terrence Crawford, another great fighter. Terrence Crawford fought in December, and he hasn't fought all year, and now he's fighting Kell Brook November 14th. So he's been on about an 11-month layoff, and he's having one fight for 2020. But for some reason, Tyson Fury feels he needs to have two fights in 2020 rather than wait because of a global pandemic that we're currently still in, and a lot of stuff going on around the world, people losing their lives, getting sick, family members, you know, etc. 2020 has been kind of a rough year for a lot of people. And Tyson Fury feels, hey, I'm impatient and I can't wait. And I'm tired of people pushing the date back. And for some reason, he's blaming it all on Wilder, as if the global pandemic has nothing to do with the making this fight harder, because of the ideal that there's no crowd. You know, I'm pretty sure no crowd has a bigger decision. Bob Arum has an interview with Boxing Scene, and he literally says that the networks didn't want December. They didn't want to compete with college football, and, you know, it's a holiday month, so the networks wanted to push it back. But let Tyson Fury tell it, Wilder's bicep injury that nobody knew about until he did the one interview post-fight after losing to Tyson Fury and said he had a surgery. He hasn't done any interviews outside of that. So no one even knew he had a surgery. He gave us the information because he wanted to share it. You know, So it looks extremely bad for Tyson Fury. He looks to be ducking and dodging if he doesn't fight Wilder next, or he's trying to get Wilder to talk or call Wilder's bluff. But one thing I'll have you know is nobody's really talking about Tyson Fury outside of Fury versus Wilder. I don't know, maybe in the UK, but definitely in America, nobody's talking about it. So it's going to be interesting to see if he takes a lousy fight like Carlos Takam that nobody wants to see, you know, which most of his career has been guys that are like domestic level guys outside of Klitschko and Wilder, right? So it's going to be interesting to see what he decides to do, because he has an American broadcaster, and if he does not fight Wilder next, then I probably won't cover his next fight. And I had somebody in the comment section say, oh, I doubt that he cares. That's fine. He doesn't have to care. I don't care if he cares, if he does care, if he doesn't care. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do if he doesn't fight Wilder next. You have a contract. You always try to do this. Wilder knocked him out and won an immediate rematch for May of the following year because they fought in December. Then he runs over to Top Rank and ESPN with his new deal in the middle of negotiations. Only certain fighters with the complexion for the protection can bust moves like this and not be ridiculed by everyone. Only new media, you know? So if Tyson Fury pulls a second duck move of trying to squeeze in an interim fight, then that's going to draw a lot of questions, at least for me. Because if you're so confident that you'll whoop Wilder and you're so confident that you did it fair in the second fight, you know, you haven't really knocked out and walked down people in that fashion, especially someone as dangerous as Wilder. And then all of a sudden you're a knockout artist because you hook up with the Kronk Gym. That looks extremely suspicious. You know, you keep switching your team. It looks extremely suspicious. Cutmen and different trainers and adding new trainers, and then your cousin, you know, it looks extremely suspicious. So now add to the list of you already ran to ESPN and Top Rank and fought Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin instead of fighting Wilder directly after. So it looked like you were trying to perfect your new cheat code, you know, and how you were going to cheat. And then now, once again, you would rather fight a guy like Carlos Takam, who Anthony Joshua stopped years ago, and then Derek Chisora, another domestic level UK fighter, right, stopped him. You'd rather fight someone like that in the UK, feed a fight like that to your American broadcaster, ESPN, owned by Disney, that nobody wants to see, and potentially risk getting hurt, losing the fight. You know, this is, even if you don't think he has a chance, Tyson Fury sometimes fights to his competition. What if you get injured and it cut over your eyebrow? You know, anything could happen in a heavyweight fight. So you're going to risk all of that and a pay-per-view. You can have a Deontay Wilder 3 pay-per-view, and you're making it sound like it's easy to whoop him in a third fight. So if it's easy to whoop him, then why do you need an in-betweener again? You know, who would jeopardize? And if you knew you could whoop someone easy, at the very least, wouldn't you take the Wilder trilogy because you're going to make more money? Why would you want to make less money and a less desired fight and a less impressive fight? Why would you want to give that to UK fans? You know? So we'll see what Wilder says. I'm not impressed by anything Tyson Fury is saying. And you see he's not getting any real positive reaction for this antic of trying to get Wilder to talk and saying he's going on and the contract expired. You know, I haven't seen really much. So I don't even care. Whatever he decides, we'll play it by ear, and then my channel will act accordingly. If he fights somebody else other than Wilder, good luck getting viewership. At least don't expect my channel to help you with that. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Wilder's sparring partner says Wilder's training, and he confirms that in addition to Wilder's training, he's trying to fight, and he's ready to fight. Now, depending on whatever the networks decide and the pandemic and the live gate and crowds and crowd capacity, I think that's the bigger issue. It doesn't really have nothing to do with Wilder holding up the process. It has something to do with the pandemic that we're in. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know how I did. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego. Signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.